Have you ever stood inside a great cathedral and felt like you were on a journey? Not just walking through a building, but being carried somewhere else entirely? This intuition that a cathedral is a kind of vessel is more than just a poetic idea. It's functional, and its roots go back to ancient Egypt. Let's start with the language itself. The central part of a cathedral is called the nave. This word comes directly from the Latin navis, which means ship. This isn't a modern metaphor. The nave is the space you enter to be transported. You don't linger there. You pass through it. The cathedral isn't a place to stay, but a device for passage, much like the sacred boats of the pharaohs. In ancient Egypt, the sacred boat wasn't for physical travel. It was a vehicle for traversing states of being. Think of the boat of Ra, the sun god, which crossed the perilous night, the Duat, to be reborn at dawn. Or the boat of Osiris, which carried souls through the afterlife. You didn't just get on this boat. By symbolically boarding, you became a passenger in a cosmic process. It was an initiation in motion. Now let's look at Chartres Cathedral through this lens. When you enter Chartres, you enter a stone boat. You leave the profane, ordinary world behind and are immediately drawn into a specific orientation, a sacred geometry, a rhythm. The architecture itself becomes the hull of the ship. The vaulted ceilings become the sky, and the floor, the primordial waters. This isn't a static temple like the Parthenon in Greece. It's a vehicle for initiation designed to move you. The key to this journey lies on the floor, the famous Labyrinth. In Egypt, Ra's nightly journey through the Duat was cyclical. He faced chaos, trials, and disorientation before being reborn. The labyrinth at Chartres mirrors this. It's not a maze with choices, it's a single winding path. It forces you to walk forward, then backward, turning you around and around. It frustrates the linear, logical mind. It leads you to the center, a point of stillness, a symbolic death, and then it forces you to make the journey back out. This isn't a path of intellectual knowledge. It's a physical crossing of your own inner shadow, your own personal Duat. The Minotaur isn't in the center. The Minotaur is the chaos within you that you face on the path. So who is the guide on this journey? This is where the figure of Mary Magdalene becomes so significant, not as a historical person, but as an operative principle. In this Hermetic context, she isn't a priestess or a figure of institutional power. She is the one who accompanies the crossing. She is the one who recognized the resurrected Christ, understanding the transformation before anyone else, without dogma. In Egyptian terms, she is like Isis, who accompanies Osiris through the underworld, who knows the secret names and the right moments for silence. Mary Magdalene represents the operative consciousness of the journey. She's not the captain, and she's not the destination. She is the intelligence of the passage itself. This reveals something profound about Chartres. The cathedral is saturated with carvings, stained glass, and endless symbols. It's inexhaustible for the mind, and in a way, it's designed to be intellectually deceptive. Why? Because the analytical mind is not the legitimate passenger of this stone boat. The mind wants to understand, to map, to possess the meaning of every symbol. But the cathedral demands something different. It demands that you walk, that you breathe, that you simply cross. Those who spend all their time analyzing the sculptures and the windows never actually board the ship. They remain on the shore. This connection to the Egyptian sacred boats is precise. The elongated shape of a Gothic cathedral, with its strong west to east axis, directly mirrors the form of an Egyptian sacred boat. You enter in the west, the direction of the setting sun, symbolizing a departure from the profane world, a symbolic death. You are then carried through the nave, across the labyrinth, the initiatory night towards the choir in the east, the direction of the rising sun, of resurrection and new light. You are literally retracing the solar journey of Ra. And what about the builders? The Knights Templar were historically present in Chartres. They were masters of geometry, orientation, and sacred architecture. In the Hermetic tradition, they didn't transmit their knowledge through books or doctrines. They encoded it directly into space, into the very stones of the cathedral. Chartres doesn't contain a secret. It is the secret. It's a system to be experienced, not a text to be read. So let's bring it all together. Chartres Cathedral functions like a sacred Egyptian boat, frozen in stone. It doesn't offer a doctrinal message, but a structured initiatory journey based on movement, rhythm, and silence. Its overwhelming symbolism acts as a guardian at the threshold, designed to filter out those who are not ready. It traps the analytical mind, while its true teaching lies on the ground, in the labyrinth, waiting to be walked. Mary Magdalene embodies the consciousness needed for this journey, the ability to traverse the unknown without trying to control it, to recognize truth without possessing it, and to return from the crossing transformed. In ancient Egypt, they had a saying, "Those who cannot be silent cannot cross." Chartres says the exact same thing, but it says it in stone. The only way to understand it is to step inside, leave your need for answers at the door, and allow yourself to be carried. Thanks for watching. If this journey resonated with you, be sure to subscribe for more explorations into the hidden currents of history and spirit.